good afternoon and a very welcome to Guitarist TV viewers. My name is Michael de Jager, and this afternoon we're talking to somebody very special in Los Angeles. All the technology, it's really quite amazing, and as you can hear, there's this lovely tune playing in the background. And I bet you're guessing, well, what's the name of that band? Well, I can tell you what the name of that band is a fabulous lady, gorgeous lady from Los Angeles, and her name is Laura V. Bustillos. Did I get that right? Laura, welcome to Guitarist TV. Now, I can see some beautiful guitars right behind a beautiful lady. And
those are my babies right there.
Oh, fantastic. Well, what I'd like to tell you is that you are the very first lady guitarist that has ever been on Guitarist TV. I'm just so happy to see you here. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us. You know, really fantastic.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. Now, you sent me two very, very nice songs, and tell me a little bit about these tunes and how they came to be recorded and what you guys are doing in Los Angeles.
Yes, well, we started LA Velvet around 3 years ago, and we have 3 albums. I've been always writing since I'm like 10 years old, and I've been writing books, poetry, lyrics, and music also. I studied piano, guitar, vocal techniques, and a lot of different things.
Amazing.
Yeah, but mostly it comes from my heart, from my soul, and it's an energy that I want to give to the audience. And so the first record we released, it's called Pure Sexy Loud Rock and Roll. It's still available everywhere, iTunes, everywhere. And it's funny because a lot of people keeps getting that album, which is the first one. And I guess a lot of bands, when they started it, usually the first albums are very soulful. So it's really cool to see people still buying the first album. It's more metal, it's more rock and roll, it's raw.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why they like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because normally
the other albums are.
No, sorry, carry on. I'll keep quiet.
No, it's okay. The other albums are more produced, and the second album, the one I love, it got picked for 18 TV shows, and it was part of a movie as well, and it kind of started opening doors for LA Velvet. And in the last album, we worked with Skip Saylor, and he worked with Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses, and a bunch of bands, and it was a great experience as well. So every album is a different thing. It's a different season, for us. And we've been trying to mix electronic sounds with classic rock, with loud guitars. And I think that's what's LA Velvet. LA Velvet is, we are a mix of different genres, but mainly rock and mainly loud guitars.
Yeah.
Edgy stuff.
Yeah. Well, you have a very nice guitar player working with you who used to play with a guy called Paul Diano, who was in Iron Maiden back in the day, a British band from the 1980s, and I found that quite amazing that you're, besides you as an amazing guitarist yourself in your own right, that you have somebody else who's working with you, and that your band is very much guitar based, which really is awesome, and I think it's just amazing. And I think the way you come across and portray yourself on stage, and in your personality, in your music, and in your words, and is very inspiring for especially for young girls who are starting to learn to play guitar, because I don't think there's enough girls out there playing guitar, or maybe there are and we don't hear of them, and all the guys are getting all all the exposure, you know, Steve Vai and my dear friend and brother Steve Lukather, and you know, these guys have been around for many years and so on, and I think it's time the ladies got in there too, don't you think so?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I always, whatever I do in my career, I keep the guitar army going.
Yeah.
It could be electronic, it could be any genre, but we still bring the loud guitars and the crazy solos. And me and Stefan, we solo at the same time, and it's amazing how to write a couple solos and make them sound correct for the live show, or just jam it, or it's just really cool to keep the guitar army going, and especially for this generation.
Yes.
That is mostly based in DJs, you know.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is, well, keep playing for our rock audience, but we're also trying to open other doors in the electronic scene, where we can bring them the guitars and tell them, hey, this is cool. You guys should start playing guitars. You guys should start playing instruments. I mean, I don't have nothing against DJs. I actually have a lot of friends DJs that are incredible.
Yeah.
But it's I think our main purpose is to keep the guitars as one main thing that we want to give to our audience and inspire them with. And,
all right, Laura. So where you're from? Venezuela? Is that where you were born? That beautiful part of the world.
Yes, I was born in South America, and so beautiful there. But I couldn't really make a career as a musician.
Yeah.
So I decided to move to New York, and then Miami, and then Los Angeles, and here I finally found myself. You know, with so many opportunities and so many festivals, and we're also writing music for TV shows and movies, and I think LA is the place to be for me for now.
Yes,
so,
I quite agree with you, 100%. I mean, I came to Los Angeles probably about 2 years ago, and it is the most rock and roll city in the world that I've ever been to in my life. You know, and I really enjoyed it. We did one show at the Knitting Factory.
The Knitting Factory.
Yeah, it was a great show. We were support for Graham Bonnet, and I was with a band. Was Al Atkins, the Judas Priest dude, and we did one show, all that way for one show, and then we flew back again on the next day or so. But I do agree with you. Los Angeles is an amazing place for rock and roll music, and you're in the right place, babe, for sure. Absolutely, no doubt about that. And I think your kind of music is hitting the mark exactly where it should be. Because I don't know about the American music scene, but certainly in Britain, rock music has tended to slip away, and we have a lot of R&B and that kind of stuff, you know. And I've got nothing against that kind of music, but it's not my cup of tea. And but certainly in Europe, in Germany, Austria, Denmark, Holland, Sweden, all those places are still very, very rock orientated, you know. Iron Maiden will sell out in Milan tomorrow. You guys will sell out in Milan, in all these places. In England, there is still a market for rock music, and of course, Lukather comes, Satriani comes. They all come here and do one or two shows, but the heart of rock and roll is in Los Angeles, absolutely. And I can see that with your music, in your style, in the way that you present yourselves on stage. You know, it's really fantastic, and I love your music, and I just love the way that you present yourself. I think it's fantastic. Tell us what you're going to be doing next. Are you recording another record? Are you going to tour?
We have a side project now that is more like a solo thing for me and for Stefan Afterlin.
Yeah.
And we're writing a lot, and we're mixing different genres, keeping, like I said before, keeping the classic rock, keeping the guitars, we're just experimenting a lot,
Yeah,
and it's getting a lot of placements in TV shows because it becomes original.
of
Now
course.
that not so many people are doing rock,
Yeah.
and then if we bring rock to those different genres, and then it becomes original and wanted. So we are recording a CD for our new project called LV2.
Mm-hmm.
LV2. And yeah, it's very exciting because already LA Velvet has 3 albums, and we are going on a big tour this summer.
Mm.
But with LV2, we have the chance to experiment even more with different genres and different sounds. So we're kind of doing both. We're recording with both, touring with both,
Mm-hmm.
and um, keeping it interested and,
Mm-hmm.
keeping it busy.
Fantastic. That's absolutely brilliant. And I wish you guys everything of the best. In fact, everybody here wishes you fantastic success. And we really hope that one of these fine days that you would make your way to our little island in the British, in Britain. It would be lovely to see you guys come.
We have a lot of fans
Mm.
in England and, yeah, well, especially London and, the cities that
Mm-hmm.
are close to London. But yeah, we love to get there. We did some shows in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to get to England, like hopefully this year or next year
Yeah,
with Velvet. And it's exciting. It's just hard because we're so far away.
I know.
But in the right situation, we want to definitely play a lot of shows and festivals.
Well, Europe is definitely the place for festivals, absolutely. And there are many of them, as you probably know, throughout the year. But you sort of have to book, they've got to book you like a year in advance, to get onto those gigs unless there's a cancellation. And so it's quite a competitive world out there, as we know in rock and roll. It always is, isn't it? Really. But I think you guys are superb. Your courage and your, as I said before, your presentation on stage is dynamic and very nice. And you have a lot of fans on
Yeah,
Facebook.
to really get to know that agency that can bring us to Europe
Yeah.
and get the right offer to get there, and so the whole trip worth it. But I'm sure it's gonna worth it.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So, if anybody, any of you guys watching this show right now are promoters or music promoters, we've got a lady here who's absolutely fantastic and would love to come and play in Europe. So, get hold of her. Okay. So, where can people find your music? Where can they buy your music? Are you guys on iTunes, Amazon, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
it's on iTunes, and I also have a website where I sell everything that I have.
Okay.
Also sell the new LV2 because LV2 is not released yet, and the website is
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
www.laurav@beatcartel.com.
Okay, brilliant. Can you just say that again?
Yes, laurav@bigcartel.com.
Excellent. Okay, we got that. I'll make sure I put that onto the video when we do the edit, so everybody's quite aware of that.
Thank you so much.
Now this
I also want to introduce my partners here in
yes,
the background.
I can't see them. They'll have to come closer to the camera.
Let's see. So here in the back, this guitar this is my famous Jackson Flying V.
Wow,
The
beautiful.
first one that I ever used with
Right.
LA Velvet.
Okay.
And he got me such a big sponsorship with them. And they were incredible. They supported me so much, during the tours and festivals. And also, this guitar in the background here in the back.
Oh, that's a beauty. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not good at this. Yeah, this guitar, the white one,
Yeah.
it's DBZ
Mm-hmm.
Flying V Caballo,
Yes, very
and
nice.
that's big spot.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. All right, we're going to have to knock it on the head and say thank you very much for joining us today, Laura. It's been
Oh,
very,
thank you so much for having me.
yeah, it's been very good chatting to you. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope our listeners will enjoy your music. I'm going to play some of it right now and to take us out. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Los Angeles, please say a very big thank you and goodbye to Laura V. Bustillos. Ciao. Bye-bye now.
The lion inside of me comes out, she needs to feed.